Just to be sure, there's a spoiler. Harrison Morgan, Jack Alcott, had a lot of problems in Dexter, New Blood, but Dexter, Resurrection has already solved the biggest one. Harrison quickly became one of the most important parts of the Dexter shows. He shot Dexter, Michael C. Hall. At the end of New Blood, Dexter's desire to reconnect with him is the main driving force of Resurrection. And it's clear that Harrison is now Dexter's emotional tether. It wasn't always that way, however. New Blood was divisive as a whole, but Harrison was, at one point, among the biggest complaints Dexter fans had with the sequel series. It's a far cry from the Harrison we see in Resurrection Episode 4, though. Welcome to Movie Spy. Harrison Morgan is much more likable and well-rounded in Resurrection than he was in New Blood. Harrison was angsty and one-dimensional in New Blood, but he's much more dynamic in Resurrection. When we were first introduced to Harrison as a young adult in Dexter, New Blood, he came across as incredibly unlikable and divisive. From the beginning of New Blood, it seemed like all Harrison could do was guilt-trip Dexter about abandoning him and Hannah McKay. Granted, that's a very fair reason to be mad at Dexter, but it was basically Harrison's only character trait. Aside from his violent tendencies, Harrison was basically just there to be a reflection of Dexter in New Blood. His dark passenger was there to give Dexter a moral dilemma about whether to give him the code, while his anger at being abandoned was another way to give Dexter guilt. Even his relationship with Audrey didn't have much substance beyond adding to Dexter and Angela's relationship. Resurrection, however, has completely changed that. In just 4 episodes, Harrison has already come across as a well-defined character with his own life separate from Dexter and his own goals and motivations. He kills Ryan to protect an innocent woman. He has visions of Ryan as a manifestation of his own guilt, and he has this budding relationship with Elsa, all while thinking Dexter was dead. Harrison is also just a lot more likable in Resurrection than he was in New Blood. He's not constantly complaining about being abandoned or moralizing to Dexter about his kills. Instead, he's proving himself to be a charismatic young man with a robust social life, enough cunning to dispose of a body and provide a fake alibi to the NYPD, and more. Harrison in Resurrection is a character you can actually root for. Will Harrison continue killing in Dexter? Resurrection? Harrison clearly doesn't enjoy killing like Dexter does, so he's probably not going to become a serial killer. One of the biggest reasons Harrison is so much more interesting and likable in Dexter. Resurrection is also one of the show's most interesting storylines. Harrison officially took his first victim with Ryan in Resurrection. He only wounded Ethan in New Blood, and the question remains: will Harrison become a serial killer like his father? The short answer is that Harrison almost certainly won't become a serial killer. Resurrection has spent so much time depicting Harrison's growing guilt and grief over killing Ryan, and he only did that to protect Shauna and himself. Harrison simply doesn't have the same dark passenger that Dexter does. He doesn't enjoy killing, and he probably won't do it again unless he absolutely has to. That doesn't preclude Harrison from being a main part of Dexter's life and his serial killing, though. We already know that Harrison liked the code of Harry and agreed with it. He only turned against Dexter when he killed the innocent Sergeant Logan. Harry could easily become a new Harry figure to Dexter and act as his light passenger in Dexter Resurrection. Thanks for watching.